We start off this Wednesday with our national forecast, taking a look at the cloud tops and really getting a national perspective of what's going on. I'm tracking this cold front that's moving across Ontario, Quebec, also portions of Newfoundland. And, we look at this front, it actually affects folks all the way from, let's say, Newfoundland, Labrador, Wabush Lake. Currently, we're seeing some thunderstorms in the region through Quebec, Chibougamau, heading to northeastern Ontario. So Timmins, Cochrane, Chapleau, we've seen thunderstorms. There was even a tornado warning earlier today in Kapuskasing through Minnesota and even portions of Nebraska. So this is a very large area of low pressure. So watches warnings have been issued from Environment Canada talking about the severity of these storms, which heavy downpours, frequent lightning, strong winds. We've had wind gusts of up to 80 kilometers an hour. So just be aware if you are in these watch areas right now, just make sure you keep your eyes on the sky and just stay abreast to really all of the local conditions, because if you are heading out to do some traveling, you could very well get into these heavy downpours and drastically reduce visibility. Temperatures are dropping dramatically as well. 10 degrees in 10 minutes in northwestern Ontario yesterday. So as this sweeps through today, east of Georgian Bay through the late evening, possibly we could see some thunderstorms ignite. We certainly will on Thursday, and then all the way through southern, southwestern Ontario, Ottawa, Montreal, all the way up to New Brunswick. We'll start to see it move in there later on through Thursday evening. So this is going to be really a storm system that all eastern Canada is going to be contending with over the next 24 hours. So as the front moves through, wind shift up, we have a cooler, drier air mass, and high pressure will be firmly in place. Let's take a look at what it's done in Manitoba. This is, let's just say, northeast of Winnipeg, and you can see the winds here and a dramatic drop in temperature as well. Yesterday into the 30s, today well into the 20s, and it looks as though it really shook up this rural property. Well, thanks for sending that in. We so appreciate it. So let's take a look at some of the conditions across the prairies. This evening, really pleasant, calm conditions, slightly on the cooler side in northern areas of Alberta, although we are warming up, so that is some good news. This evening and through British Columbia, not a lot of active weather, nor are we seeing that on the Atlantic side either. And calmer conditions, or warmer conditions anyway, across Newfoundland. Yesterday, we had a frost advisory, and it got down to about the freezing mark in some of the lower lying areas, about 8 degrees, 8 degrees around the Avalon. So much better this evening. And as we take a look at some of the humidity that's building into the Avalon for tomorrow and in through Thursday afternoon, we're getting close to that 30 mark. So a dramatic change is on its way. Well, let's take a look at the biggest, most active weather stories of the day. Hi, I'm Carrie Oliver on this Wednesday. So major cold front moving through Ontario. As it does, it's really kicking up these thunderstorms, frequent lightning, heavy downpours, strong winds, and warnings and watches have been issued from Environment Canada. So really northeastern Ontario is being affected most dearly at the moment. Timmins and Cochrane, Kapuskasing, Chapleau, Chibougamau, Quebec, and even heading into portions of Newfoundland. So we're going to be seeing this all along the front today, and also prefrontal as well. So we can expect this around eastern Georgian Bay, possibly through the latter part of the evening. And these will have enough energy that they'll continue throughout the overnight in a lot of these areas. But really, the major areas, the most densely populated regions in southern, southwestern Ontario, Ottawa, Montreal, being affected tomorrow with potential here for watches, warnings. So be aware, it's going to get quite active for tomorrow. Well, let's find out on a hot, sticky day what the folks down at the Credit River on the hot side. But you couldn't ask for calmer conditions on the water, and there's just a lovely, nice heat in the air, because certainly we haven't seen enough of it, and I think a lot of people might complain, especially if you're a cottage goer, that we just haven't had enough warm weather. Well, this evening it'll feel nice and hot. Great evening to be outdoors throughout the overnight. New Brunswick, all the way through areas of the Maritimes, really beautiful day today. Now we'll start to see the advancement of this cold front moving in late Thursday, and expect a really active day on Friday through much of the east. I think we all remember that day quite vividly around here at TWN, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and when the alarm bell started to go off and the radar started to build, and we really understood the magnitude of what was going to happen that day, not in its full perspective, but this was a look back on that day. With one fatality and over 36 people injured. I know it was an enormous event for Goderich, but also for those of us here at the Weather Network. I know Natalie Thomas, when I spoke to her, it's something that she'll never forget. Well, take a look at this story. What's coming up?